In this tutorial, we'll actually be going over the incident register and some of the features inside there, as well as how you can actually log an incident now by just scanning a QR code. So the incident register has the features where it's red, orange, green. When an incident is logged, it will go red. You can put it in the register here. These green, red crosses and green ticks are actually designated via filling in the form. Just letting just quick visuals. You're looking at when an incident is logged. So let's have a look. You can actually relate it to an employee, a contractor, a visitor, a volunteer, or a client. There's a variety of items that they can choose from. There is an upgrade coming later this year where you'll be able to get rid of some of these items and even add your own categories and so forth. You can come down here, so for an example, selecting the icon for the reported date and the reported time, so you'll see the mandatory fields for certain items. You can actually relate a person responsible. Again, another upgrade later in the year is depending on the person's actually who's been injured at the site. In the procedure builder, it'll automatically pick up that supervisor or whatever it may be you may be responsible for those investigations, and it'll automatically slot it in here. When you do actually choose someone to go in here, you need to hit that plus sign to take them over here to the responsibility box. If a person is in this box here, it'll automatically go into their to-do list. So in the to-do list, they'll only have to hit the icon and it'll open up the investigation form. So once it goes red inside the system, it brings up the investigation form. Again, if they were actually doing this via their to-do list, this pad would be in the person's to-do list, where they would just select that pad and it would actually open up the investigation program. You work your way down these kind of contributing factors, asking yourself these certain kind of questions and to develop the investigation. Again, come down here, the person responsible for the developing the control measures or the corrective actions will be determined later this year when you actually set that procedure builder, but at the moment you would actually set that yourself. Once that's done, it actually will go orange inside the system, and basically you can actually select this icon here and come through and develop a corrective action to reduce the likelihood of it occurring again. But this feature here, which was a bit of a nothing feature before, is now a bit of a something. So when you actually select yes here and select the time frames, if you actually selected that, it will automatically, the person who was injured there will go into the return to work process as red. So therefore it'll actually continue on. It'll be green inside the register here when that's finished, but it'll actually be red inside the return to work register. So you can actually upload documents and so forth inside the system here. Remember, if you are scanning a document, make sure you open that document again and save it as a PDF. Even though it says it's a PDF, it's not a true PDF, it's an attachment. So you can email off that the incident process, and that is actually emailing off this page here. So you can actually generate this into a PDF with your logo as well. So and this has got all the show, that's where the documents you've actually uploaded via that green plus sign will be actually highlighted here. So one of the other features that you might know in this register is that you can actually publish this register here into a CSV report. So if you do that, what it gives you is, other than the graph report, it gives you a report where you can actually have lots and lots of more categories that you can actually develop your own report. So this is quite a good feature, especially for larger organizations who really want to develop their own report and identify exactly where those incidents are coming from. But you do have the report inside the section here. In this report section, you would change the date, the time frame here. You would actually go through this, and then you're looking at, you can actually select the statistics and so forth of these items here. This is kind of a newish kind of feature, but you can actually, anything that is actually blue, you can actually, these have always been there, but these ones on the top of the columns, it's just these ones, these headers of here have been quite new. But anything which is blue, you'll be able to select to drill down even further of that kind of process. Again, if you wanted to, you got your graphs. You can actually download these graphs as a vector image, so you can actually develop your own report. So that's something a lot of people don't realize as well. One thing you can also do is click view more details, and it drills down even more into this. You'll see over the coming 6 months that this report here will even be developed even a little bit more. So you'll be actually having all these stats just relating to this process here. So it'll give you lots of information and so forth on that incident. Now, logging in incident now has never been this easy. At the moment, your employees are probably still not logging incidents because are they going to log into the system and do so? Well, the answer is probably no. So, but you've got this QR code here. So what you need to do is just right-click, save image as, and save the image as an incident in a file. So once you've actually done that, we've actually got a template, and I will send the template out to everybody so they can actually see that. I'll just open up one that I've actually done for ASCO Engineering. So basically, you've got a template here. You would actually get QR code there. You would just go insert picture and put that picture in there. You would right click on that picture, select wrap text, and you would actually say in front of text. And what that does, it brings that kind of QR code around so you can actually manipulate it over this Word kind of document and slot it in there. Again, the same thing, you could actually get your logo, put it in here, and again, when you actually first go insert a picture, make sure you right click on that and you wrap text in front of text, and then that way there you can actually bring that document, that logo to the front there and slot that in. So we've got these templates. I'll send this out to everyone. If you like, more than happy to do it for you. You can send me an email and say, hey Phil, can you do this for me? And we can do that for you. And you're looking at this will be just a great way. So I can now send this out to ASCO Engineering as I did today. He can actually print them out, stick them up around everywhere, and literally when a person scans that QR code, they can fill in the incident form for their business. It'll actually go straight into their system. So how do you kind of do that? Is, well, in this user admin dashboard, there's a feature down here called building management, and there's a icon here called public pages. So what you would do, you would go add public page. You would select every single site in your system and select incident. You can put your employee list on there. Depends if you're going to just use your employees in your businesses. Yes, you can do that. If you're going to make this public anywhere that anyone can scan it, you would select no. But if it's inside your business, you would select yes, save. And you would actually make every single site public. Alrighty. So that's one thing you're going to make sure you do. Every single site that you have in your site register, you make them public so they can log an incident. And that way there, when they're scanning it, your report form is going to include every single site. So user admin dashboard, building management, public page, add public page, select the site, select incident, and then same thing, you would do it for hazards. You could do it for a checklist if you wanted to, and so forth, as we discussed last time in the last tutorial with checklists. Now, once you've actually made all those public, you would go user admin dashboard. You would select this alert icon, and then you would actually add employee to alert. Select add incidents, and again, you would select every single site and the person responsible for that site. Leave this as 0. If you wanted to escalate it from that site to yourself, if you're a management, you would actually maybe put that time frame as 1 and select it to another person, wherever it may be. What it means is that if this person here has not investigated by 1 day, this person here will actually receive an email to say they haven't investigated it. So it's a great way to set up your system, but make sure that when you're actually doing this, you set up an alert for every single site. So that means that when a person actually scans this QR code, it's public. They don't have to be logged into the system. They can complete the form. What it's going to do is it's automatically going to email alert the people that you've set here. If you haven't set the alert, it will not email alert them. Okay, so that is the incident register. I hope you understand that it's a very good feature, but now even made easier because you just have to make this QR code public via the user admin dashboard, print it out, put it in a frame like we've got there, or send us an email at phil@onlinecompliance.com.au, and we can put it in a frame for you and send it back to you. All right, thank you.